Hey everyone, how you all doing? I'm just give you a little recap. I know I haven't been consistent with the channel, and I'm sorry for that. I want to okay, let me give you a recap. Last month I got like a $500 payout, which is like basically nothing to what I usually like make. And right now I'm like, I won't say I'm nowhere in trading, but I'm like starting the whole process from scratch again, trying to learn everything. And yeah, so I want to be documenting what I see and this and that, and I have 3 months till I become 20, and in that 3 months, I want to change the trajectory of my life. So that's the plan. And I'm going to be also dropping the journals. Even if I don't trade on a real account or not, it's learning experience, and I feel it's easier when I can hear my thoughts. So I'm just going to make a recording. And yeah, hope you all the best. And I'm also happy for one of my friends. One of my friends I was helping, he just got a freaking payout, bro. First payout, bro. Very hardworking dude. Very hardworking dude. He deserves it. Also, you guys. I'm really profitable, but if you want more, bro, you gotta like do more. So yeah, but that's it. I'm trying to make it fast so I can just go to the journal video. Whatever. Let's go. All right, guys. Trading recap. Like I said, I'm not really anywhere in trading, so I'm just trading one of my funded accounts. I won't. I won't say I'm not anywhere with trading because that's speaking negatively, but I'll I'll show you all what I was looking for, and this is also for me to refer back. So I'm trading one of my Apex accounts, which is in like a lot of Jordan, so just risking small, 150 per trade, whatever. But yeah, I'll see what I was looking for. Okay. So today, coming into the day, I was freaking bullish, I was bullish. I saw price feeling, just moving up, and previously like Asian session, this was my draw of liquidity. I don't trade Asian session, so you know this new high became my draw of liquidity. Like I start like actually going to look for something in the market by 8:30. So my thought was like, okay, we're bullish, we're bullish, and we have a I marked two draw of liquidities, one for let me see, one for what's it called? Yeah, one for sell, one for buy and sell liquidity, whatever you want to call it. But these are my two job liquidities. So if I'm bearish, I would have been aiming here. If I'm bullish, this is my job liquidity, which is probably data highs. Okay, so I don't take a trade to market open whatever. So firstly, I was thinking market might just shoot up to the whatever would just shoot up and take out my job liquidity whatever. All right. So see the thing about this massive range. We also had like stronger draw. We also had more draws here because this was also a 1 hour gap, you know, and a 4 hours gap below here, which later got filled as well. Um, and I know this. I knew the gap, like was gonna get filled, but I didn't want to take shots because I wanted to stick with one trading bias. I was bullish for the day, so I'm looking for bullish price action. And I'm still this like I'm still trying to like figure things out. So I'm like since I didn't take a trade for short, whatever. I'm like, should I just take next time? Should I just trade my closest draw of liquidity? Because I knew this this liquidity here is going to get filled, and plus we have the 1 hour, and the 4 hour gap, whatever. So I'm just thinking if I should have like two draws of liquidity, just trade the closest draw of liquidity that I think will get hit first, but that's still something that I'm working on. All right. So yeah, if I wanted to take sales, I was looking at if I wanted to take sales, it would have been probably here. I would have entered here. Put my stop loss at the beginning of this fair value gap, target this low or the 1 hour open, whatever. 1 hour open. I don't think I'll go negative R to R, but another better way to enter because okay. First, we're seeing price displace, price displace instead of me taking the 1 minute and whatever, price is displacing whatever. it comes to this 3 minute fair value gap. I'm not gonna take it right off this fair value gap right off the back. Um, I would wait for like a solid reaction, and this is a solid reaction I could have entered off. Or yeah, if I wanted to play really safe, and that gives better RR. Still covering the fair value gap, whatever, and that's shots. But I didn't want to take shots. I wanted to stick with one job liquidity and one job liquidity and one daily buyers. And so my thoughts was like, okay, price to come to this 4 hour fair value gap, react off it, and push to my main job liquidity. And that's exactly what I saw. But unfortunately, okay, I was looking at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So let me draw the 1 hour gap. Um, this is the 1 hour gap, which is how low I also drew. So price came into I remember I didn't take shots. The price came into this 1 hour gap. I was looking at how price would react of it. Um, and I saw this price making like a huge displacement. It was making a displacement, but it didn't like actually make a displacement. It was like in the form of making a displacement. Displacement. I would say it would have been more safer for me to enter off here. Like a solid like breakout, whatever. Year or maybe even year. Target year, data highs, whatever. So I obviously didn't do any of that. So I didn't wait for price to make a displacement. I was like, oh, price is making a displacement. Let me look for something to enter. So I looked at this 1 minute fair value gap. I didn't just enter right off the back. I wanted to see how price would react off it. Price was rejecting, and I think I entered around here. I entered around here. My stop was like somewhere like this, and I was targeting here. This was what I was targeting, and as you see, I got stopped out. Price chopped again. It came back to the fair value gap. Came back to the 4 hour fair value gap. Then now see displacement, a nice good displacement here, and this would would have been like a good place for me to enter. Like here, displacement. Then I see my 1 hour, sorry, my 1 minute fair value gap. I'm already bullish on the day. I'm bullish. We got data highs. This is data high. Is it? No, this other one is data high, but I don't think I would have held for that long. But this is a solid displacement, and you want to see how price reacts to the PD ray. So this is inside this 1 minute PD ray, and I see price. You see price rejecting off it. By the way, guys, I didn't take this trade. This was the trade I took. I only took one trade. And I took I gambled. I was emotional and I did some gambling shit here. So, but I'm not going to cover it because that's not like an actual trade. But yeah. So I think I would have entered off here. Seeing like price like reacting into it. So let me. So criteria for me like entering this. Daily buyers, bullish, draw of liquidity, bullish, reacting of a 4 hour PD ray or whatever, 4 hour fair value gap. So I want to see the reaction of this 1 minute. Then when I see price like sending off, like kind of like seeing some like bullish reaction, all right, just enter off here. Put my stop loss maybe below this like low. I don't know, like this low is so like way too much, but I can enter out there. Then I can target here. I can target here, or this high here. I don't go. To be honest, I won't go for this. It's like so much holding power. Like look at how price is retracing. I don't hold for that long, man. And also price action was like really choppy here, really choppy here. So I was like, I'm not gonna trade again for the day. Also, I only take one trade per day. So just take one trade. Like for me, I could have just done something like this and call it a day. Like I don't need like I don't want to be holding like the mental shit. Like imagine you want to like you imagine this is going here, you get edged, you start getting emotional. I don't want to deal with that. So yeah. So another thing is like I said I could have entered off here, but you know, this is just analysis, of what I could have done better. And they say patience is something really good in trading. Like patience is really good in trading. Another place I could have entered, like 1 minute, instead of me entering off this reaction, I can wait for like a strong like reaction, like something like here, a strong reaction here, then maybe just enter off this candle instead. Um, let me see. And yeah, target here, but yeah, okay. And target here instead. Pretty like straightforward. But there was something I saw that was really clean that makes like a really high probability, and it was this. Let me see. There was a fair value gap. Was it? Okay, see. Look at this. Look at this. I wait for this reaction. How price reacts on this like fair value gap. Then like enter off there. Then no, just hold or whatever. Like this. Um, I wouldn't put my stop loss that low, bro. Let me see. Yeah, let me see where I would actually put my stop loss. Yeah, maybe around here to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, these are like potential good places I could have like entered off. Price still took like all my job liquidity. I had the right idea, but I just needed to have been patient more because I didn't wait for like a proper displacement. I didn't wait for a proper displacement, you know, proper displacement here. If a proper displacement happened like year or year, price would have probably gone and taken this. But that didn't happen. I entered and I ended up getting stopped. Let me see what else. So yeah, I'll say the ideal trade. I could have and the ideal trade was this 5 minute like fair value gap. I wouldn't take it right off the back. I'll see how price is reacting to it. Then yeah, and let me see in real time how I would have like actually entered. So bearish. I think I would have entered over here. I think I would have entered over here when I see this candle. Um, that's probably why patience like really pays. Patience rewards. Enter here. I would have gone for a 1-to-1 to be honest, like 1-to-1. Then liquidity sweep here. I go break even, and yeah, I'll say this would have been the ideal trade for me to have taken. Like if I was like at my max potential, but right now still working on that. Like just one trade, and this was like a really clean setup. I'm not gonna lie, really clean setup. Um, yeah. So I could have entered here, but if I wanted more confirmation, I can wait for price to make like a higher time frame PDW and just enter off there and yeah TP. Um, let's say more continuations. Someone could have like enter off, you know, the reaction of this 5 minutes. Target this. It's pretty sick if you look at it like, bruh. Um, yeah, target this or target wherever. Oh yeah, let me. How would I actually entered by myself? Let me see. I would have actually entered off here. Mm-mm-mm. Let me delete this. I'm sorry, guys, if the video is long. At the end of the day, this video is like kind of for me. It's kind of for me because I'm gonna go back and look at this back testing, not back testing, but what I could have done better. Target this liquidity. No, I wouldn't hold. That's like too ambitious. Just hold it and just call it a day. Call it a day. You don't need to like just hold it. Yeah, but yeah, I'm still working on how I would act with my job liquidities, because I knew price was gonna come to this draw of liquidity, but my bias, I'm trying to stick to like one bias. That's what I've been seeing everybody doing. I don't really know. I don't really know, but just because I've been like a really easy trade for me as well. Let me log this. Take this. This would have been a really easy trade for me as well, because yeah. But yeah, thank you if you watched to the end. I love and appreciate. I'll try and put more effort into actually editing the videos to make them look proper. I won't do any thumbnail stuff. This is just raw content. This is just like raw